Was just kidding. Anyway, hello. It is another Sunday, and I did press record. So here comes the video. Let's go. Hello, welcome to my channel where I review, ramble, and just generally talk about things. Once again, I'm hoping that my sound is being recorded by my microphone and not just, by the phone. Anywho, so this week I wanted to continue talking about my experiences tiptoeing over to the dark side, i.e. Android. And also I wanted to talk about Apple just had their September event where they released their iPhone 17 and all of their updates thus far. And I mean, I watched it, and I think, some of the stuff with the iOS is good. I think some of the upgrades and stuff like that are really cool. But I think for a lot of people, the flash isn't there. Like, it's one of those things where you see all these cool phones coming out, like the foldables, and Samsung's doing all this, kind of like experimental stuff. And then you see Apple produce another iPhone that looks basically the same, except for they flip the camera bump out. And then the really slim iPhone, which I'm not really sure, who that is for. But anyway, but this isn't to throw off on Apple, because of course, like I said, next week or next year, if they come out with a foldable iPhone, or if they do an October event and surprise us with that, I 100% will be right back in line, because I'm not anti Apple. I think they're an awesome, amazing company, but I'm just tired of their same old phone. Anywho, so, as I have continually used my Galaxy G Fold 7 flip thingy, Galaxy 7 Fold, Galaxy G7, Z7 Fold 7, whatever that's, as I've continually used this phone, it's got a cool little Halloween theme to it, which is kind of cool. Like, the whole phone is themed with Halloween stuff. Ooh, spooky, scary. The only thing is this shit will drain your battery. So, just bear that in mind. But as I continually use that phone, and I love that phone, and I become more adapted to, the Samsung side of things with the watches, and actually I'm trading in my Humane Ring, smart ring, for a Samsung, or Samsung one, just to complete the picture, because you can tell I'm so into fitness. But I find that most of the things, they're the same. You can do things with it. I'm kind of repeating myself from last week, but the truth is that the difference between the two is really more in the ecosystem, how their individual products work together, and then certain subtle nuances of things. Like, one thing that I have found on the watch that I really love is the watch actually I stay connected to the watch. Like, it doesn't lock me out. What I mean by that is, well, on my Apple Watch, I constantly have to enter my passcode, because I don't know. I read one time, if you have tattoos, it has a hard time keeping track of that, and so it'll just disconnect, or it'll require me to enter my security thing again, or whatever. Whereas the Samsung one, I just put my stuff in and I'm good to go, and it tracks pretty much the whole time. So I don't have that problem, and I really, I like that, because it's one thing that, it kind of really irritated me after, especially with the Apple Watch Ultra 1, when that came out, because that was expensive when it came out, was that I was like, are you serious? You can't, I have tattoos, so you're not going to be able to, keep doing that? You didn't anticipate that? What about, anyway, so that's kind of a thing. And I'm not sure everybody has that experience. Maybe it's just me, although I do remember seeing a YouTube video on that topic. So, there you go. But yeah, so just, subtle things like that. Like, I've gotten to where I really kind of like the look of the Samsung watch. I don't know if it's because I've stared at the Apple watches for so long, but this, I don't know. I like this. I feel like it's, I don't know. I just feel like it's cooler. I feel like it's cleaner. It looks more, I mean, it looks more like a watch, but, yeah, I mean, but to be fair, as I've said, I think before, I don't use my watch, I guess, to the extreme or to the full benefit of what you could do with it. I'm like, oh, what time is it? Oh, somebody called. Oh, I've got an email, like that kind of deal. I did find though that, one thing I didn't find is, I have a Tesla, good, bad, or indifferent, bought it before all this stuff happened, so don't come at me. But, I can't find, I have the app on my Galaxy, but I can't find the watch app, whereas, Apple or iOS has a watch companion app. So you can kind of start I don't have to start my car, but like in the morning, if it's a cool morning, I turn, because the car's always on, but, I can turn the heat up, or in the afternoon, I turn the air conditioning down. But yeah, so I didn't find that. And I still, one big thing that I miss, I don't miss because I carry an iPhone too. But one thing that I do find that I definitely don't like is, again, it's an ecosystem thing. Whereas, all my friends are iPhone users. So, we all have the Find My Friends thing so we can see where each other see where each other are, where you are, where you is. See where we are. Anyway, and I don't know. I haven't really looked at it, but I don't believe there's a way you can do that if you have an Android. So I find myself bringing my iPhone out to look to see where my friends are, if they're not in my general vicinity. Other than that, like I said, I've been playing around with it. One thing I'm also struggling with is, and I guess I took it for granted or misunderstood, that MagSafe is not just magnetic charging. MagSafe is specific to that ring on the back, and I guess maybe I'm the only person that didn't know that, so you may all be like, oh, well, duh. But I didn't realize that. I thought that if it was a wireless charging phone, it would connect to one of those thingy-mabobs, and it does not. And I have gone through so many cases to try to find one that has the MagSafe thing. This case actually doesn't, but what I did was I put a little metal ring behind, between the phone and the case. I made sure that I put something between the phone and the metal ring so that the metal ring doesn't scratch the phone. But yeah, so that I could use like this little flip it thing and theoretically connect it to my car. Although I don't 100% trust it. I have ordered a case that will be here, I think on Tuesday, that has the MagSafe ring, built into it. Another thing that I found that, it does kind of work, but like, for example, this is an Apple wireless charger that I've had for a while. It's MagSafe charger, wireless. I have 500 milliamp or whatever that unit of measurement is. I think, or 5,000, because it's like 5,000, 10,000, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I can use this if I hold it onto the phone. I can use it, and it will, I don't know if you can see that it's charging. It will charge, but I can't really trust it to kind of not hold that because it slides down. So I ordered, one that would work better with Samsung. Although I do find that, I just as a test yesterday, I think my battery is down to like 70 or something. I wanted to charge it back up, which I'm horrible about battery health stuff. But I did find that was able to charge it all the way back to 100 fairly fast. So that was pretty cool, right? Anywho, that's me rambling enough. So I hope you have a great week. Stay safe and sane. Thank you for joining my little talk. I appreciate it. And like and subscribe if you want to. Or even if you don't, please do it anyway. I really appreciate it. All right, have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.